Two hikers enter a closed forest road at night and meet a forest guard who doesn't sound like a protector. He talks calmly about rules, trails, and keeping order, but his axe tells a different story. As the fog thickens and the trees swallow the path, the guard leads them deeper, turning every sign and every footprint into a warning. The farther they go, the clearer it becomes. This forest is not just dangerous. It is owned by someone who enjoys enforcing the rules. Chapter 1. The gate that should have stayed closed. You can tell a lot about people by how they treat a warning sign. They drove past the first one. Big letters. Trail closed. They didn't even slow down. The second sign was smaller, nailed higher up, like it was meant for the people who pretend they don't see the big ones. No camping. No fires. No trespassing after dark. They kept going anyway. That's when my lantern caught their faces. Headlights washed over the barrier, the wet road, my boots planted in the mud like roots. I didn't wave. I didn't smile. I didn't step aside. I just let the axe hang at my leg, heavy and quiet, and I listened to the engine tick as it cooled. I watched them measure me. They were trying to decide if I was a Real Forest guard or just a man in a uniform. I'm both. Roads closed, I said. Clear. Simple. Easy words. The kind that give people one last chance to make a smart choice. The woman asked why. The man laughed like rules were a joke that existed for other people. I looked past them into the woods. The pines were packed tight. The fog was low. The trail mouth was open like a throat. You're lost, I told them. And you don't even know it yet. Chapter 2. Rules are only real when someone bleeds. People always want to negotiate. They think the forest is a park and I'm customer service. They said they were just hiking, just taking pictures, just trying to get a view. They said they'd be quick. I stepped closer so they could smell the damp on my jacket and the metal on my gloves. I lifted the axe and pointed its edge toward the trail. You step off the path, I said, and you won't find your way back. Not because the forest is confusing, because I will make sure you don't. That got their attention. Fear is honest. It wipes the stupid off a face. I walked them in, not ahead of them, behind them, close enough to hear their breath change when the trees creaked. Close enough that if they tried to run, they'd feel the air move before the blade did. They saw the trash in the clearing first, wrappers, a crushed can, the dead ring of a fire. Somebody else had been sloppy. Somebody else had broken the rules. I tapped the axe on the ground beside the mess. You see this? I asked. This is how it starts. People treat the forest like it can't fight back. The man said it wasn't theirs. The woman said they'd pick it up. I stared at the missing person posters stapled to the next tree. Old paper, soaked and peeling. Faces fading into the bark like the forest was learning them. Everybody says it wasn't them, I said. Everybody says they'll fix it. Then I took them to the footbridge, where the water ran dark under rotten planks. I stood in the middle and blocked it with the axe across my chest. You don't cross until I say, I told them. And if you cross without permission, you'll be crossing alone. Chapter 3. I don't patrol the woods. I own them. You might think I'm out there to protect people. That's what the badge suggests. That's what the uniform sells. But the truth is easier. I protect the forest from people. The woman kept looking over her shoulder, trying to catch me doing something she could accuse me of. The man kept pretending he wasn't scared. He talked loud. He joked. He asked my name like that would shrink me down into something normal. I didn't answer. I watched their feet. City shoes pretending to be hiking boots. Knees too clean. Hands too soft. They didn't belong on my trail, and the trail knew it. I led them into a section where the trees grow closer together, where branches grab at sleeves and backpacks like the woods are checking pockets. I strung tape between two trunks while they weren't looking. A simple trip line, not to kill them, to slow them down. When they hit it, the man went down hard. Gravel and breath. A sharp, ugly sound. The woman spun around and shined her flashlight right at me like light could turn a predator into prey. That's when I smiled. They backed up. I stepped forward. The fog thickened like it was listening. They ran, so I ran. Not fast, just steady. Boots biting into wet ground. The axe rising and falling in my grip with every step, like a heartbeat you can see. They reached an old ranger cabin, half-rotted and leaning. They slammed inside and shoved a broken chair under the knob. I didn't rush. I never rush. I pushed the door once, just to feel it resist, just to hear them gasp. Then I dragged the axe blade along the cabin floorboards through the crack under the door, slow and screaming, carving a line they could imagine their throats in. "You hear that?" I said. "That's the sound of a boundary." Silence. Then crying. Then whispered arguing. Humans always waste time deciding who to blame. And time is the one thing the forest gives me plenty of. Chapter 4. The trail only goes where I allow it. They burst out of the cabin the moment the door loosened. They didn't even pick a direction. They picked panic. Panic makes people honest. It also makes them stupid. They sprinted down a straight section of trail lined with tall pines. Fog sat between the trunks in long sheets. Their flashlight beams bounced and jittered, cutting nothing but smoke and shadows. I stepped onto the path ahead of them. That's the part people never understand. They think getting away is about speed, but the woods are not a hallway. They are a maze you can't see, and I'm the only one holding the map. They stopped so hard their shoes slid on needles. I raised the axe upright, not swinging, just showing them it was there, that it was real, that it was waiting. The man tried to edge around me. I caught the strap of his backpack and yanked him back like a dog on a leash. He made a sound he didn't mean to make. The woman tried to pull him free. I leaned in close. "This is where you learn," I said, "that you are not in charge of your legs anymore." They broke away at the creek crossing. Slick stones. Dark water. They jumped and slipped, half falling, grabbing at each other. The woman nearly went in. I followed, balanced and calm, axe held low, because fear makes people misstep. I don't have to. They pushed into a thorny thicket where the branches clawed at their faces. I cornered the woman against a tree and drove the axe into the trunk beside her head. Splinters exploded. Her hands flew up. Her mouth opened, but no sound came out at first. "I could do it," I said softly. "And you know it." Then I guided them to an old logging fence, wire and leaning posts, the only opening blocked by my body. They stared at the fence like it might move for them. It didn't. Nothing moves here unless I allow it. Chapter 5. The forest keeps receipts. Up close, people always notice the details they ignored at the gate. The symbols scratched in bark. The little trail markers that don't match any public map. The places where the dirt is darker, where the ground looks turned over. The way the trees seem to stand in a circle, like they're watching. I brought them into a clearing and showed them the marks at my feet. "These are the rules," I said. "Not the ones printed on signs. The real ones." The man shook his head, like denial could rewrite the night. The woman tried to talk, tried to bargain with a voice that wouldn't stay steady. I pulled out my radio and pressed the button. Static answered. Then nothing. No help. No backup. No friendly voice. I wasn't calling anyone. I was letting them hear what I already knew. Out here, the only authority is the person willing to do what others won't. They spotted supplies hidden between boulders, a torn map, a first aid kit, a bottle of water. Hope sparked on their faces like a match. Hope is loud. It makes people reach. I stepped out of the fog behind them, and the match went out. I forced them toward the metal staircase of an abandoned fire lookout. Rusted rails. Steps disappearing into fog above. The platform high enough to make knees weak. "Up," I said. They climbed because the axe made the decision for them. At the top, the lookout platform groaned under our weight. Broken railing. A view of treetops like a black ocean. Wind sliding through steel. I lifted the axe like a judge lifts a gavel. And I spoke plainly, because plain words cut deepest. "You came in here thinking this was public land," I said. "You came in here thinking you could take what you wanted and walk out clean. I took one step closer. This forest doesn't forget," I told them. And neither do I. If you want more scary forest horror stories and dark psychological narrations, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so you don't miss the next upload. Hit like if this story got under your skin, comment what you would have done at the gate, and share this video with someone who thinks the warning signs are just decoration.